It's Elisa, the Half Asian Tarot Queen, starting out with my Mystical Shaman Oracle. A reminder, we're still doing the March giveaway, so I'm giving away one free reading a week, and I just announced the third winner in yesterday's reading for the new moon in Aries, and but there's still one more chance to win, and the subscriber list is still pretty exclusive. So you know, the chances of winning are pretty good. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Right when I said that, this flipped out the giveaway. That's so awesome. The chances of winning are still pretty good, so you know, you should subscribe. All you have to do is subscribe and you're entered into the drawing. I'm also going to pull from the Spirit Animal Oracle. But yeah, yesterday was the new moon in Aries, and there's a lot of like inner work and self-reflection being done, like deep healing of old wounds. And yeah, it's kind of crazy like how that all comes together. I mean, if you've watched the videos, you might know like my father passed away recently, and so my mom is widowed now, and I'm kind of my mom has dementia, so I was like, I'm trying to help her, you know, stay connected. And yesterday I heard, you know, just in time for the new moon in Aries, I heard a message from my cousin and my aunt in Japan, and they were both actually widowed, and both of their husbands, my uncle and my cousin, you know, they died of cancer, and they were exposed to, well, they got cancer, and a lot of people got cancer because of radiation that was leaking from the Fukushima power plant, like way before the earthquake. Like that place had been leaking radiation for a while, and yeah, so, you know, it comes home to my whole family, and but you know, they're the ones that reached out, and my cousin, you know, her house got washed away when the tsunami came through, and so now they live together, and you know, it's like healing of old wounds. But it's interesting. The cards, again, they go together in this beautiful way. But so we got the giveaway and the earth, and yeah, they're like really thematically very linked. So the giveaway is all about you know, being grateful for the relationships in your life, and the giveaway is like giving the gift of yourself, you know, to others without like expecting something in return. It's just kind of like expressing gratitude for the people who are important in your life. And so like giving them the gift of your feelings and your true expression, you know. But like I think often in our modern world, it's like you expect something in return. Like if I, you know, express some feeling in return, like you want it returned back to you in that same way, or else, you know, you lash out at the person, you know, because it's not what you expect. But like the giveaway is encouraging you to just, you know, just give freely, like, and be grateful for having that person in your life, and not worrying about like how it comes back to you, you know, and that's like gonna connect you with the flow and like with abundance that's out there, you know. Just give, you know. And then the earth, you know, this is like a really similar card, but it's sort of like being grateful for the gifts of the earth, and like our nourishment, and like all the gifts that the earth itself have to give us, you know, and being grateful for that. So like being grateful for our abundance and being grateful for our relationships, you know, and like that is very healing, you know, because it's like we have to be in the flow to connect with our abundance. And like oftentimes, you know, because yesterday it was all about like healing these emotional wounds, which like block us from these connections, you know. And so this is like encouraging us to reach out, you know, for what's there, and not to be blocked and not to pull within, because that's how we heal, you know, like all this abundance is there for us, you know. So be grateful and be open. And then from the spirit animal, we got the coyote. So trust in divine detours. And ant spirit, it's time to collaborate. So, you know, sometimes things don't work out, you know, or they don't come back to you how you were expecting. But like, have faith that things are working out how they're supposed to, and trust in that, you know, that you're going to learn something important from that. And that's what's meant to be, you know, and just be open to collaborate, you know. This is how we're gonna like heal, and this is how we're gonna expand our awareness beyond, you know, our current understanding of the world. Like, we have to kind of reach out and be open. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the Ethereal Visions deck to get some overall energies for the reading. But yeah, this is pretty cool. It's just like we've all kind of taken this time, and especially in the last week, I think people have been super reflective, and you know, we're all kind of in quarantine, and we're all kind of shell shocked a little bit in the last week, especially. But now I think the messages are sort of, you know, we have to be grateful for what we still have, and we have to, you know, find new ways to connect. So like, be open to that, because that's what's going to lead us into the future, right? So, okay, I'm going to pull a couple more cards, having all this. Yeah, because we have to build a new world. And we're not going to do that by like being pulled in and blocking ourselves. Okay, so we've got Justice. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. And we've got the Lovers. So yeah, like, you know, we've been healing all these old wounds, and there was like a reading a couple of days ago called Karma is a Blank, and it was just talking about how, you know, there's all this shifting that's going on, and like karma is being served. I mean, the wheel is spinning, and situations are changing, and so justice is being served, you know. I mean, I think there is like there's a lot of community that's coming around, you know, and like people are supporting things that are meaningful to them. So, you know, it's just like it's like those things that are like connected to the community and to like the values of people, and like not so much you know, just in it for the money, and just in it for that tangible, like less heart-centered, you know, approach, are going to be lifted up by the community in moments like this, you know. So there is a certain level of justice that's coming forward. And then there's the Ten of Pentacles, which this is like the Dynasty card, and it's a card of sort of a really solid foundation. You've got your family, you've got your dog, you know, you've got your 10 pentacles, you've got abundance, stability. Like, it's abundance, but it's not just abundance. Like, it's abundance with, you know, your family and your stability, and you know, it's like generational wealth. It's like the whole story about the Kennedys that I keep referring to this week. And then we have the Lovers, you know, so this is like a deep love, you know. So it's just it's interesting because it's like we're all kind of turning inwards, and we're all kind of like correcting course in like our personal lives right now. And so there's a lot of big changes that are going on with that. Oh my gosh. Right when I'm saying that, I'm like, there's a lot of big changes going on afoot. And then like I pulled this out, and the Tower is at the bottom of this deck. And then what's stuck in the box is the Two of Cups. So yeah, like our relationships are being like transformed, and it's a big moment of flux. But it's interesting too, because it's just sort of like, yeah, like business as usual. Like it's not really flying, like, because nature is like sort of like, you know, nope, we're changing the game, you know, we're changing the game on you, because you're gonna have to adapt. And there was a reading a couple days ago, and it was sort of like how our ancestors are trying to draw attention to something for us, because they don't want us to repeat the same mistakes, you know, from the past. And so we're like having to look at things from a new perspective. And that's why this is happening. Like we're having to take a step back and look at things from a deeper perspective. Okay, so on the bottom of here we have the Knight of Wands. So this is the player energy, this Don Juan card. And it was interesting because he came up in a reading a few days ago, and it was all about, you know, this smooth guy who like has all these ladies and stuff, and like, but like he had like being confronted with his feelings. And so there's like, he's like having this awkward sort of innocent like moment, you know, where it's just like now he has feelings, you know. So we'll see how that comes up in the reading, but I'll refer to that reading from a few days ago. We've got the Five of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. So it's like, yeah, we're all like, there's justice being served, you know. There's some disappointment that happened, you know, and so there's 3 cups spilled, but there's actually a 2 of cups behind you. It's like you have to turn around and make a conscious choice to like shift your perspective. And so then like right after that we have the Queen of Swords, which is basically that, like, you know, drawing boundaries around what's not serving you, because it's not working for you, you know. So it's like, and then we have the Queen of Swords over this 10 of Pentacles. So it's almost like this Queen of Swords is like drawing boundaries, because she is making a conscious shift. Like she wants to bring this stability and abundance into her life, you know. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is like some truth that's being revealed. And perhaps, you know, the foundation of this stability is around some deep connection. And the truth is being told about that. So then on the next row we have the Chariot, the Ten of Wands, and we have the Page of Cups. Wow, this is really cool. So yeah, it's just like whatever this disappointment was, we're like taking control of it, and we're bringing justice to this situation. And then, you know, this Queen of Pentacles, or this Queen of Swords, is telling the truth, and she's like drawing boundaries around this, what she wants to bring in. And she's putting the burdens down of whatever it was that was blocking that. And then, yeah, it's like the truth is being told about this deep connection. And there's like an offer of love that's coming, you know. Which is interesting, because that's kind of like, maybe it's coming from this guy, you know. I'm going to pull 3 more cards from Ethereal Vision to get some guidance about how we might move through this energy. But maybe this is the thing that's being, one of the things that's being healed, you know, like, oh my gosh, ooh, interesting. It's like, yeah, like, right when I said that too. Okay, OMG. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hold on a second. All right, so we had 2 cards that flipped out here. Okay. All right. So around this injustice, you know, and this taking control of this situation, this disappointing situation, we have Three of Cups, a reunion. So we're taking control, and like maybe we're reuniting with someone from the past, you know, but then on the next one where she's like drawing boundaries around what she wants to bring in and putting the burdens down, we have the Six of Cups. So it's like, yeah, like a reunion with some love from the past. Like that's kind of what this card indicates. And then, you know, we have this truth coming out about this deep love connection and this love being offered. And there was like two cards that fell out about on that, and it's just like the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of lack, you know, and this was like really coming up in this whole stalker situation and this toxic situation that had been blocking. It had been coming up in the Divine Feminine thread, the Epic Love Story, and the Dynasty thread, which is interesting because this Queen of Swords is drawing boundaries around this Dynasty card. And we've got this lack situation and this other woman, you know. So it's just sort of like there's this stalker situation, and the truth is coming out about this, and like this cup of love is being offered. So oh my gosh, this is really interesting because it looks really kind of dramatic, but trust in divine detours, you know, like it might be dramatic, but it looks like it was meant to be. And I feel like this message has come up a lot in the last several months, like in different forms, and that has come up a ton, you know. So it's like this has been in the energetic realm for a while. So okay, I'm going to pull from Work Your Light Oracle for one card to finish the reading, but yeah, some deep wounds are being healed. So it looks like whatever this lack situation was that was fueling this toxic stalker situation, you know, it's coming to light. Okay, and then the card of guidance from Work Your Light is boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So yeah, like this Queen of Wands or Swords needs to draw boundaries around what her foundation is. Put this burden down. All right, here's the message. You're being called to create clear boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries, for when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is it trying to communicate? So this is what needs to be healed. All right, good luck.